Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys my Red Hive in Bee Swarm Simulator. So it might look a bit weird as I have a shocked bee and some other bees, but I'll explain that in a second. And I'll hope that this video helps. So to start off, you need a basic bee for the times 1.2 pollen, which is you need it for every hive. Then I run a brave bee. This bee is very debatable, but I run a brave bee because it helps me convert with the star saw. But this is very debatable. It's optional, like I just said, but most people don't use it. But I'm a player that uses it, and it also gives you +1 bee attack, which is pretty good. Looker bee is also very debatable, and the reason is that I don't use it is that it got nerfed in this Beastmas update. It used to be 50% critical power, so which was pretty good at the time. Just like it was just like Tabby Bee. But now that it got nerfed, I don't think it does that much of a difference, since you can have it on your other amulets as well. Like here, my ant amulet, I have even more critical power than the Looker Bee gives. So I don't think 25% critical power is that much of a difference, but you can use it if you want. Like, it's a pretty good beast still. I just don't think it's that worth it anymore. Then you don't need these. Stubborn bee is also debatable actually, but only some people use it. I don't think it's worth it though. And yes, you do need a rad bee. A rad bee is very important for the red pollen. You can't debate about this. You don't need a bubble bee. You don't need a buckle bee. Commander bee, you need it for the critical chance. It's super helpful. Demo bee is not needed because we do not need buzz bomb pollen. Exhausted bee, we do not need white field capacity. Fire bee, it's super important. Gives you more pollen from flames. You definitely need that. Frosty bee is not needed since we don't need blue pollen. Honeybee, we don't need it since we don't run Gummy Star or we don't use Honey Mask, so it's pretty useless. Rage Bee, this is kind of like a Brave Bee. A lot of people use it since it's a bit better than the Brave Bee, and also it helps with Star Saw. I use both of them since my Superstar Amulet stats are not perfect. I'm missing instant conversion. As you can see, I got white pollen instead. So I use both of them, which is I find it pretty good, I mean. So most people use this, so I'd recommend it. Riley Bee, you definitely need it for the 20% red field capacity, super important. Now the shocked bee. I don't know what came up to my head to get this in my hive, but it might be important. Maybe, because so every red field has white flowers. As you can see, mushroom has white flowers, strawberry, rose, every single field. And it gives you a bit of white pollen, and 25% white pollen extra can help a bit, and also it gives haste and token link, and I don't have that much token links in my hive since I don't use a paper angel or whatever that's called in my Foden bee, so I think that can help as well. I haven't boosted with a shock bee in my hive though, because I just put it in not long ago, but I'll record a video of me doing a boost of it, and I'll see how long it goes. I mean, how well it goes. But I usually make around 2 trillion in a boost, like a 7x2, like 7 wins, and then 200% glitter or 400% glitter. I'll do a video on that. So I'll see if shock bee is worth it or not. Baby bee, yes, I recommend you have it. 25% loot luck is very good. Like, I got a gifted diamond egg earlier. I don't know if it was because of the baby bee, but it also gives baby love. And I know you can replace it for a gifted tadpole, which I'll explain when I get there. But for now, I think it's a keep. Carpenter bees, you can have 2 to 4. I have 3 because those honey marks are super important. 4 might be too much. Some people run 4, but it also gives pollen marks, but you have vectors for that. But I think 3 is a good amount. Demon bee, not needed because we do not want red bomb. Although spicy bees spawn fire bees that spawn red bomb tokens. Demon bee is it's just not worth it in my opinion. Diamond bee not needed since the blue bee. Lion bee is not in the meta anymore. It's only for colorless bees as well, so I don't think that's worth it either. Now the music bee. Music bee is definitely needed. I only have 1 because I have a toy horn on my on my crimson bee and my rage bee, which the toy horns give melody, which the only reason music bee is for is melody, because melody is very overpowered. So I keep 1 music bee and 2 toy horns on my other bees. So that's basically 3 music bees. But like, let's say you have 1 toy horn, then you should get 2 music bees. If you have no toy horns, then get 3 music bees. So I think it's best if you have 2 toy horns and 1 music bee. Shy bee is very important, especially for the nectars. And also gives red boosts, and the gifted hive bonus is very overpowered for nectars. Now buoyant bee is also debatable. I say it's a keep because times 1.2 capacity, and Red Hive does not have a lot of capacity. And I know you can just replace it for a bumblebee that gives times 1.1, but honestly a buoyant bee is way better, since it gives more capacity and it gives balloons. Like, because let's say you're about to boost and you have a balloon right here, then you can get like free 200 million capacity. So and I think it's just worth it. Like, that 200 million capacity or less or more can help a lot during the boosts. And also the balloon surprise party, I don't know which one it is, but or the enthusiast. Well, the balloon aura actually can also help. Fuzzy bee, some people have it. I am building right now a fuzzy alt with some friends. So I don't have it in my hive right now. But if you don't have a fuzzy alt, then I'd recommend fuzzy. Actually, well, maybe it's optional, but I mean, it's good if you have it. But yeah. It's debatable. Precise bees. So precise bees, I have 8 because since I have the dark scythe, I don't need like 16 to 17 spicy bees, so I can have less since I can get a bigger scorching star, and so precise bee is very useful. I used to have around like 6 or 5 precise bees when I didn't have the dark scythe, but because I replaced those with the spicy bee, so I would have around 16 or 17. Because since I didn't have the dark scythe, I would get less flames. So if you have the dark scythe, I'd recommend 8 precise and 14 spicy. You can have 13 spicy as well and 9 precise. I run 8 and 14 though. But if you don't have dark scythe, then you can have like a 16 maybe spicy bees, and then a bit less, like 6 precise. That's what I ran when I didn't have the dark scythe. Now the tadpoles, so I know you can have 3 tadpoles, which is pretty good. But the thing is, so I switched one off for a baby bee because we only need tadpole bees for the baby love. Maybe for the frogs, for the bubbles, but mostly for baby love. And since Tadpole has all these 3 other abilities that it can spawn instead of Baby Love, that it takes a bit longer to summon Baby Love. So, and Baby Bee, it only has the Baby Love ability. Where is it? Here. It only has the Baby Love ability, so it's quicker to spawn, and also gives loot luck. And I know that Red Hives destroy fields because of the flames, and tadpoles can fill it up with the bubbles. But I just think 2 tadpoles and a baby bee is enough. Like, it's optional to have a baby bee. You can run 3 tadpoles or 2 and 1 baby bee, or maybe 3 tadpoles and a baby bee as well. It's quite optional. But I chose to have 2 tadpoles and 1 baby bee. Now we have the vector bees. Vector bees super important. I used to have around like 3 when I didn't have the dark scythe. I do not know why, but they're very important since pollen marks, obviously, and also triangulate got buffed when the extended part of Beastmas came out. I think, I'm not sure, I don't remember, but this new buff is pretty good. And also mark surge and pollen mark, super important. Although carpenter bees also give them. Carpenter bees are only for honey marks really, and vectors for the mark duration and pollen marks. So I think if you don't have dark scythe, I had 3. My other friend also ran 3, but you can have more or less. I mean, I think 2 vectors is too little, so 3 plus. But if you have dark scythe, I would say 5 to 6. Now for the event bees. So we have the bear bee. Bear bee 100% needed. If you don't have it, then you can replace it for some other bee. But if you have it, then you should definitely keep it. Crimson bee needed. You really need that 10% instant red conversion. It's super good. 100% needed. Festive bee, very good as well. Gives the same gifted hive bonus as the rad bee. Sorry. And the festive gift is super helpful, because imagine you have you activated Scorch Star, and then you just get a festive gift. Then you can make a bunch of honey, like a bunch of honey. And it also gives honey mark, which I actually never saw before, which can actually help a lot. And also, if you have the festive ref like me, then it's just super good. It's like one of the best bees for Red Hive. Now, gummy bee. So, a lot of players have gummy bee. I don't run gummy bee because so when you get nectars, when you collect the nectar, then okay, sorry for my stuttering, but so when you collect the nectars, it gives you a honey buff. And I don't know why, but one of like my very very good Red Hive friend told me that he didn't have gummy bee. I understood why. I don't really know how to explain it though. All I know is that he told me that when you collect a nectar, it gives you a sort of honey buff. And Red Hive is mostly focused on pollen, I'm pretty sure. So I think you should keep it if you want. It's optional as well. I don't have it. It's good if you have it, but since of that buff, I think, well, that's why I took it off, but it's optional as well. Photon bee is definitely needed. Well, not definitely, most likely, because that 5% instant conversion can really be helpful while boosting. Puppy bee, not needed unless you're leveling up your hive. Tabby bee, needed. Like 50% critical power is very important. It was like Looka bee, but then it got nerfed. But also the Tabby Love and Scratch is very helpful. And also this Tabby Love helps it even more. Vicious bee, this is optional as well. The only reason I don't have it is because let's say you're boosting, then Vicious bee is completely useless. Like you can't summon Impale while boosting, and Blue Bomb is just not good for Red Hive. So it's not. I think you should not have it, but I only put it in my hive when I go do crab or mondo chick. That's the only times I put it in my hive. I swap it out with radbee. That's what I usually do. The 15% monster respawn time is very good though, but it's kind of very useless actually during boosting. So it's an option. It's a debatable B. You can have it if you want or not. Then we got Winnie Bee. Winnie Bee's needed 100%. You really, it's that instant white conversion can actually really help because every red field has white pollen, as I said. I'm sorry, white flowers, as I said before. And also those clouds that you can summon. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can summon on your field. And that tornado is very helpful. And also that ×2 boost from clouds is very good during boosting as well. And that is my Red Hive. I hope you guys I hope this helps, and tell me in the comments if I should maybe adjust my hive. Like this shock bee, I'm still thinking about having it, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.